Shefsky here, and welcome to Fantasy House. Every week, I have a different special guest friend come on and give us a wonderful imaginary tour of their fantasy house. I love it. It's so much fun. It's an exercise of imagination for adults, you know? It's HGTV in the Rick and Morty universe, huh? You can't go wrong, can you? This podcast is brought to you by me, Jon Shefsky, the only realtor in Southern California after recent biblical events. But don't worry, folks. I can handle anything you throw at me. If you want to talk about buying properties, selling properties, why I love multifamily apartment buildings, any of that good stuff, hit me up, fantasyhousepodcast@gmail.com, or you can go to my Instagram, JONSHEFSKY on Instagram, and you can hit any of the many annoying buttons on there to communicate with me. All right, let's do this episode. My guest today is a longtime good friend of mine that we used to work in the tattooing world back in the day, and he's a brilliant artist, an awesome dude, and we chat for a while about some fun topics. We go everywhere. We go deep in conversation, man. It gets fun, and then he tells us about his rad fantasy house, Adam Portillo. I'm super stoked. Now, in the words of the great Angelo Bowers, let us do this.
Won't you take a long ride over to your fantasy house? Your hostess with the mostest where you get it in your fantasy house. Get all the money for expensive construction. The only limit your imagination.
Hi, so my name's Adam Portillo. I'm married, 43 years old. Work at Riot Games in Los Angeles, California as a visual designer.
What is a visual designer?
I take designs and make them visual.
So they only hire smartasses.
So basically what I do is I design things like websites, ads, infographics. I do some illustration. I design app stores, stuff like that.
That's cool. That's all the creative fun stuff with colors and shapes.
Yes.
Yes.
I love colors.
I know you do because you used to tattoo and you used to
Yes.
love doing colors.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I would do all kinds of colors.
Do you have a favorite color? Do you just like the whole wheel?
Is rainbow color?
Dude, I feel the same way. If someone goes like, what's your favorite color? It's like a blend of all of them.
Right? Like that's what their kids say, right?
Yeah.
Like if I ask my daughter what her favorite color is, she'll say rainbow.
Oh, that's
Like,
so
babe,
sweet.
Oh, I'm thinking like you're kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Because that's more than one color.
Yeah.
But apparently to her, she that's one color. So
I think that's the right answer, right? Rainbow, you're like, all right.
Yeah, I think rainbow's pretty good. But I mean, if I got to take one out of the rainbow, probably be blue.
Blue is an amazing color.
It's a sad color.
Is it a sad color? I like the light blue when you have like what do they call it? Like a sky blue.
Right? Like that's nice, right? But
Dude,
then
it's a boy blue.
But I've heard like blue is like a sad color. Like so like but it's
Yeah.
also calming. So like when you go into like a doctor's office, apparently the psychology is they'll paint the room that you're waiting in blue so you chill the fuck out, right? But like it's better than painting it red.
Yeah.
know?
Oh, fuck.
No, dude.
Fuck.
This is something you got to get used to.
The walls. They're blood, man. They're blood.
It's Vietnam red, so it's all good.
Dude, I don't know if I'm at like McDonald's or a weird Korean barbecue or what's going on here.
That's the thing with red.
Yeah.
Red also makes people hungry, apparently.
Yeah, I think it makes you hungry, and it makes you. I think it's a fast color. It makes you go fast. So I think I remember reading somewhere that they made like McDonald's red inside. So they're like, all right, eat your McBurger and get the fuck out. Like,
How do you even do that? How many focus groups do you have to do to figure out that color is like red? It makes you hungry.
I want to say this is the dorky internet dude answer to that. There was a documentary. Is it the Century of Self? There was like an era. I think it was the 50s, the Mad Men era, the 50s or 60s, right? I'm so bad at dates and everything. I have no right to give any. Folks, if you're listening, anything I say, Google it and confirm. But I'm probably wrong. The Century of Self. I think that was like the 50s and 60s. They studied human psychology, and then they constantly market. They basically crack the code of like what the average person thinks, like, and wants, and so they see how everything affects everyone. So everything is marketed like that.
So we're taking information from 50 years ago and applying it to date.
I think it's still. I think a lot of it's changed, but I think a lot of it still is still the same. Like that, like stuff like red being fast or blue being calming, or like there's all the. I mean, every color. If you look at like the color wheel, they'll be like this represents this to a lot of people. You know, and it's funny how different. I feel like my favorites. I don't know about you. My favorites have changed throughout my life. Like blue was my favorite when I was a little kid. Now I think I go rainbow.
You're an artist, right? So
I'm an artist.
like you're always gonna like have like. It's like such kind of like a trick question because like you're always going to have one color like that's going to be different from day to day. Like I'll also say pink. I like pink, you know, and it's kind of weird. Like when you know, in my career, when I've designed things, like they're like, don't use pink because if you use pink, then guys might not like it. I'm like, well, I like it.
Yeah. And you pull your pants down like this is a dick, right? And these two guys,
Yeah.
you
like pink.
You pull your pants down like, hey, lady, that's a nice clit and all, but don't use pink in the graphics. You're like, no, I'm a guy. I like pink. Hey, I can see your ovaries. Now pull your pants up and stop using pink.
I think brown would probably be like my least favorite, right? Because like brown's is kind of like I think khakis, like kind of just boring, earthy.
I know my brother has khaki, or he has tan walls, and he tried to buy a tan rug for his living room. My wife was like, hell no, give me that. And she ordered him like a colorful rug. She's like, your brother was about to order a tan rug. I was like, but his walls are tan. She's like, I know.
Dude. Like,
yeah, you can't just tan it out.
no, you can't.
No offense if you're a tan person.
Well, I am kind of tan.
Hashtag tannies. They're all upset. He said he doesn't like brown colors and he doesn't like tan.
So, yeah, I mean, brown's got, I guess every color has its place. Like,
It's a good, okay. So you brought up something that I just want to pick at for a second that I love.
Pick it.
You said it just depends what day for colors. Did you? You said something like that, right? Like it just different days. I feel like that about everything about people. Like sometimes we get, and this is turning into a psychology podcast, which I promised myself it wouldn't. I was like, I'll never get political and I won't get preachy.
I want to talk about my mommy.
Well, we'll start with the colors. What's your favorite color? I mean, you hate your mom.
Mommy color.
Whatever color mommy says I can play with.
Whatever mommy says is good. I don't want to get hit.
Okay, your favorite color is red or purple. No, but we tend to in our society. This isn't even me being preachy. I feel like I'm hopefully letting people know, like, be free, let go, it's okay. I feel like so many people expect with beliefs and with like likes and like we get caught up in like some consumer like Amazon.com like database where it's like I like that and therefore it's always part of my identity. And I was like, dude, you can like something one day and then wake up the next day and like I always say I'm fluctuating. You know, like some days you wake up and you're like, this is the meaning of life and this is the creator of the universe. And the next day it's okay to wake up and be like, I don't think that's the meaning of life. I think this is the meaning of life. Or I don't think life has meaning. Or I think you can say, I love purple. And then someday be like, I don't like purple today. It's not my...
I think you can say whatever you want.
And I think you could feel it too, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's okay to be like, my favorite food Mexican. And then be like, I don't want Mexican food ever again. I want pizza for the rest of my life. And then 2 days later be like, I hate pizza.
Yeah, I think
I just painted the picture of an insane person.
Well, yeah, and that
I like all colors. I hate pizza. Okay.
Well, I mean, if I eat like 3 pizzas, then yeah, that day I'm going to hate pizza because I don't want it anymore. But like in a month, I'll probably want pizza again.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know.
color's the
Like
pizza?
I think that it's okay for us to want things that day. Like it's okay. Like who's going to judge you at the end? Is God going to go, Adam, you said you liked pink, but everybody knows you're really into black. You fucked up. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to like, that's not going to happen. And if it does, then this is just all a big joke anyway, right? So
Totally.
It's just like, yeah, so.
There you go. This is all a big joke anyways, folks.
All a big joke.
Get her done. Have a good time. Be good to each other. It's all a big joke anyways. Be cool. Keep your calm. What keeps you calm?
What keeps me calm? So like we were talking before, like Rick and Morty when I'm so like when I work, the cool part is I have hearing aids now because like I have a bone disease and my bone disease affects my hearing.
I thought you were going to stand up and show me your
was.
pants. I got a bone disease.
Would you like to diagnose me, John, with a bone disease?
It's the weirdest pickup line. That's how I met my wife.
Yeah.
On a date.
I told her, I said, I have a bone disease and you look like you have the cure.
That's right.
I never did that, but now I want to do that.
You have to do that.
I'm going to go home tonight.
How long have you been married?
14 years.
Oh, dude, that's long enough to do the bone disease joke.
That's also, it's also long enough for her to kick me in the balls.
That's the best. That's how a relationship lasts. Dude, when
She
you can
totally will.
just be a teenage redneck to your wife, and she's just like, "Shut up."
Yeah, shut up, Cletus.
I told my wife last night when I was getting food for us, she called me. She's like, "How's it going?" I was like, "Oh, I am going to satisfy you orally." And then I came home and I was like, "Here you go," and I gave her a burrito. You know what I meant, baby.
Oh,
all she does, all I want to do is make my wife roll her eyes. So you get yours with the bone disease. I'll get mine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll just get her the eye roll and the bone disease going on.
That's right.
What calms me, so like watching that stuff, I also like ASMR. Have you ever heard of ASMR?
Yeah, ass to mouth.
Yeah. I love it.
What is it? What is it? Audio? No, what is it? The audio?
Audio synchronous medial response.
It's when people whisper to you, and you're like, "That is really nice."
Yeah. So I actually discovered it on YouTube, like I don't know, in 2012. And I made the mistake of putting it on my computer screen in the beginning while I was working.
You start falling asleep or what?
Oh my god, no, dude! Like I'd get people like walking past me going, "What the fuck are you watching?" Like she's just like eating food and talking, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's freaking awesome. I love it."
It's trippy that it's so awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you know this. It's been sexualized too.
Yeah.
There was an ASF. This is how I found out about it. I was looking up something online, and I don't remember what it was, but it had nothing to do with this.
Bone diseases.
It wasn't. Yeah. I was whispering to myself, "I got a bone disease and I need the cure." Google, help me get there.
ASMR.
No, I don't remember how I found this, but I was like, oh, you know what? It was on YouTube. Because on YouTube, if you go, certain countries, especially like the fascist countries around the world, they've blocked pornography. And obviously, sexuality is a human need. Masturbation, it's a human, necessary, normal need, nothing to be ashamed of. But in those countries, the fascist, freaking awful governments have blocked that stuff from people getting to exercise those natural needs. So it makes its way onto YouTube. There's massage videos. Oh, that's one of the ones I found too. I was looking at some massage videos because I, as a Jew, am always having knee problems and back problems. So I'm trying to find ways to use foam rollers, massage, those spiky massage balls, to cure my pains. Yeah. And I noticed when I was looking at the massage videos, I was like, the thumbnails for some of these are like provocative. Yeah. Because you'll type in there like lower back, so and so, like, glute massage, right? You'll type glute massage. It'll be like, it'll be like a gorgeous woman, like in a really provocative position with 8 million views on it. And I'll be like, 8 million people have the same glute pain that I'm having right now. Yes. And you look at the thing and you're like, oh, some dude in Iran or in China is like, I need some porno and I can't have it, right. But this'll do. And
that's a really good point.
ASMR is like that too. There'll be like a gorgeous chick whispering into the thing and you'll see like 20 million views and you're like, okay, this is a guy in a country somewhere that's like, this is all I got. And then I clicked on one once and I was like, this is oddly arousing to hear this woman's gorgeous voice just whispering. I forgot what she's talking about, like her Target shopping list, which I guess
they call them braingasms.
Braingasms.
So you're actually, when you get those tingles, your brain is actually orgasming.
Wow.
It's really
this is really embarrassing in front of my listeners too.
Right. So you're just like you're so it's kind of crazy. I always kind of just thought of it as like so the reason why I found it was because I remember telling Wendy one time that Wendy's my wife, by the way, like that I always thought the sound of somebody cleaning in the background and the fact that I had no obligation to clean anything, I could just sit there and listen to it, was oddly relaxing to me.
You were a pharaoh in a past life.
Yes, I guess, right?
I'll make sure the pyramids are
past life because I'm not a pharaoh now. I'll tell you that much, buddy. So I actually looked up vacuum sounds.
Okay.
And then I found ASMR, and I was like, what the hell is this? And so I clicked on it. And I'm like, this is exactly what I want.
So what do you do now? And not, obviously non-sexually. What do you do when you listen to it? Is it
work?
And it's just in the background, someone vacuuming? Mm-hmm. And it just feels good going into your ear? You get braingasm?
Yeah. I almost feel like I hear the sound of other people working, and that just makes me want to work.
Interesting. It's interesting weird. Psychology.
Yeah.
Your brain's just gasming the whole time. Does it ever stop and go like, hey, give me a cigarette and a meatball sandwich. I'm done.
Yeah.
you ever pour? You
That's when I like put my head down, like just
do you
take
lay
a nap.
down? You lay down. You pour Gatorade in your ear, and you go like, "Time for round 2, Brainy."
I never had Gatorade after sex. That'd be pretty awesome. Though.
You gotta hydrate. That's the real Gatorade.
Electrolytes.
That's the Gatorade commercial I want to see.
Right.
Saturday with the wifey when your kids are with the in-laws.
Viagra, get some Gatorade, you're all good.
You ever lay on your side and just pour coconut oil in your ear so your brain can have another orgasm?
is bad for you, bro. Did you hear about that?
Sexually or just eating?
Because
I am
probably
guilty.
I'm not gonna say both because I've never done the sexual one, but like,
But I like pina colada.
everybody was like going, "Oh, you need to put coconut oil on that fucking everything."
Like to eat?
Yeah, you need to fucking eat it. You need to drink it.
I thought it was really good for you.
You need to smoke it. Apparently, FDA came out and said it raises your cholesterol like by 10 or 20 times, like the amount of like normal fat.
I just fried some mushrooms in it the other day.
Coconut shrimp.
I took mushrooms. I sliced up some mushrooms and I mixed them in a batter of almond meal and Parmesan cheese and some salt and peppers. You know, it's like a low carb but delicious frying thing. I'm gonna stop eating it now though. Thank you.
Okay.
You saved my
You're
life.
welcome. You're welcome. Anytime I can ruin anything for you, I'm good.
No, that's not ruining, extending my life, Adam. You're a blessing. You ruined my shitty. And they weren't even that good. I'm not going to do it anymore. I don't need to.
You're like, oh no, this is great. I love coconut. Oh, thank God.
That's right. I'm back to avocado oil, which is also
Avocado oil, I heard, is really good.
Oh, it's so good. I bet that raises your cholesterol, but it tastes even better than coconut oil.
I didn't start getting into avocados until I started doing keto, and that was like, man, avocados are really good.
Do you do keto right now?
Well,
I can't do it.
I did it for last year because I was like at 210.
You got chunky?
Dude, I got big.
You've always been pretty healthy, and what do you call it? Svelte? Is it called thin or whatever?
I don't know what that is, but it sounds great.
Svelte sounds
I'm
good,
going
right?
to own it right now, so it's all good. I'll take that.
You've been svelte.
No, so check this out. So I was having back problems, and so one day I think I decided I was going to lay down on the ground flat on my back, just kind of stretch out my back.
Yep.
Well, when I did that, I couldn't get up, and
After you stretched? Like you popped something out?
Like I don't know what happened, dude, but like I was like laying on my back on the flat ground, and I just could not get up. And I remember I was in our bedroom, and my feet were actually halfway outside of our bedroom door, and my body was in the bedroom. So my wife comes out from the bath, and dude, she
thought
straight up
something
starts
happened to you?
tripping, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, she's just like, oh my God, Adam's dead.
Dude, we all have done that to our wives. Come on.
Right? And so she like runs in, and she's like, babe, what's up? Are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, you're trying to play it cool. Like, you're like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah,
like,
stand on top of me,
yeah,
girl.
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like,
I'll just lay here.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't get up. And she's like, well, what do you mean you can't get up? I'm like, my back is just done, babe. I can't get up. And she's like, well, I'm going to call an ambulance. I'm like, don't you freaking dare call an ambulance.
We can't afford one of those.
Well, right? Well, no, I mean, I had insurance, but I'm like, this is like the man in me going like, no, you will not. I'll do this myself. So check out. This is what I did. So my wife goes to the grocery store because she's like, well, how's that going to do? I'm just going to go to the grocery store. So she goes to the grocery store. I turn on Conan the Barbarian on my phone.
While you're laying there.
And like literally try and will myself with the force of Conan to get up. And then after 45 minutes, I finally got up. But then at that point, I was just like, I need to lose weight. So I got on keto and I lost like 45 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I recently gained, because I just started this job in LA. I recently gained 10 pounds. Because like I live in Anaheim, so like going from like Anaheim to LA, that's like a 2.5, 3 hour drive.
It's an incredible commute.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I have to wake up at 4:00 in the morning just to go to the gym, and so it's really hard for me to get up that early.
Yeah.
So I just decided, like F this, I'm gonna just do it. And so I got back on the train. I still don't wake up on time, but I just started eating a lot better at work, and it's been a lot better.
What do you eat mostly?
I'll have like protein like chicken or beef, and then I'll have like a spinach salad or salad, but I don't really intake a lot of sugars or anything like that.
So do you, tell me, what do you tell yourself in your brain when you see something that you want to eat, like a Heath bar? Imagine that's something that you want to eat, or some lavender ice cream, honey lavender ice cream.
Can't do it. Like,
You just tell yourself, don't do it, and you listen?
I've been listening to like
That's probably where I lose it at. The part where I say that to myself, then I go like, shut the fuck up.
Right, I'm just gonna do it.
and that happens
And
sometimes.
then I grab a scoop.
Like that happens sometimes, but I've been like, in order to, I think what my problem has always been in my life is discipline.
Yeah.
And not being able to like properly discipline myself and like tell myself no about a lot of stuff. So I've actually been listening to like a lot of, and reading a lot of books and listening to different podcasts.
What's the best one?
The podcast I'm listening to right now, that's really good is the Jocko Willink podcast.
Oh, he's so great.
Oh, you know Jocko Willink?
I don't know him super well, but yeah, I do know him. He's
so
badass.
he's got. I listen to this like almost every day before I go into work, and what it does is it just like reaffirms to me that I have it easy, and that I'm like what I'm doing, like driving to work, me coming and bitching about, I got to drive to LA and go to my 6-figure job, and all that stuff. It's just like, it's kind of like, it's petty.
Yeah.
And then when you hear about these guys that have their like arms and limbs blown off,
And are
they're
still doing...
and they're still contributing to
Yep.
society. They're still providing for their families. They're still doing all this stuff, like that. So like when I get into work, I'm just super grateful, and it makes me want to just get in there and do the best job.
Oh,
I
it's
can.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's that is such a. I love that point of being super grateful. That is such a, not even a secret ingredient, but such an ingredient that I've been told my entire life, and it took so many decades for it to click with me. But I want to say in my like late 20s, I don't know, maybe even in the it took it into my 30s for me to understand it, to feel it, to not just say it and say it outside of my head and say it in my own head, like you should be grateful, but to truly like automatically feel grateful for stuff. It took a long fucking time, but dude, as soon as you feel that, everything gets better in life.
Well, you take stuff. I mean, for me, I take stuff for granted all the time.
Who doesn't?
And you, like, I remember, when you and I were in tattooing, it was the same thing. Like people were in my career so awesome to me. Like my clients were like treated me like a king. Like I would get gifts put on my doorstep. They remembered my birthdays. They would bring food to me when I was tattooing them, like make food and stuff. Right. Like, and it was just like, you look at that and, I look back at those days and I was just like, well, yeah, I deserve this. And
you didn't even realize it?
Yeah. And then now I'm sitting here.
You see, you are a pharaoh.
Yeah. And I was just like, wow, I was such a cocknot, because here I am, like, like these people are just like showing me this mad love. And I'm just like kind of like brushing it off.
Dude, I totally get it though.
Yeah.
But it takes a little bit of age to have that, to get that wisdom.
That's unfortunate, right?
I don't know if I would say it's unfortunate. I'm just stoked that it eventually comes, because maybe you can't have it when you're too young. Maybe some,
but don't you wish you did though? Because like,
I guess, but then
don't you think you'd make better choices? Like
maybe. Oh, totally. But I only know my life through my own eyes, right? And so
that's fair.
Because I remember one of my clients, she got me this book. And it was about the history of like tattoos and just tribal like rites of passage, and it was an amazing book, dude. And I don't think I showed enough gratitude for it. I remember being like, "Oh, this is cool, thank you," telling her once. But I swear to God, now in real estate, when I have a client do something nice for me, like I feel like I text them like, one of my clients, she got me. She I don't think she. Irene, you're not going to listen to this, right? she's watch. She does. She's like, "Did you call me old?" All right, but anyways, she got me like these pineapple treats from a Taiwanese bakery. She got me the gift, like all this sweet stuff, and I feel like I like not only messaged her like multiple times, thank you for it. I messaged her as I'm eating the treats. I sent her a video of my son eating it. Like I'm like, every time I look at them, I'm like, man, I'm fucking lucky to like have somebody. Dude, there's somebody out there getting like beaten right now.
Right.
Like there's a kid getting beaten for not sewing fast
Right.
enough somewhere in the world. There's somebody with a disease that like doesn't have any chance to enjoy, you know what I mean? Like it's just like is born into just suffering.
Yep.
And so it's the only way, I think the only way you can ever, I don't know if it's called reconciling, and to not feel guilty about like not being that and not suffering, is to just be like, man, I am lucky as hell to have someone that is like not only not treating me badly, but showing you how much they appreciate you. You're like, oh my God, it's all, I don't know. I just feel that human connection, I think, might be all that makes us happy as people. And I know I'm speaking what do you call it, objectively from a subjective point, but I'm like, it really look at all the assholes, right?
Well, I mean, it is kind of like, so I guess like they did this study like a long time ago. I think it's probably like in the 1600s or something like that, where
I don't trust it. 1600s.
This weird, like, and I'm totally paraphrasing on this, but like there was like this country or this town somewhere in Europe where they thought that there was like a language of God, right? Mm-hmm. So like, and the language of God was from like the language of Adam and Eve, of Eden.
Oh, okay.
And that language was born from not talking to other people, not learning the indigenous language that was already there. So what they did was they brought in these newborns and they basically just put them in a room. Mm-hmm. And all they would do was feed them, but they wouldn't talk to them. And so these kids grew up not knowing any language at all. And they eventually died. At a very early age, right?
Sounds awful.
Just because of this whole experiment.
Sounds very godly. Great work. Great work, 1600s.
Right? Like, well, I guess that wasn't the answer. We got 60 dead kids in the room.
Sire, we missed the mark. The test subjects are dead. Yes. Well, they went to God, right? So must have been his language.
Trying to do a very dark podcast.
I know how this is Fantasy House, Adam. No, I'm just joking. It's got a light at the end of the tunnel. We're talking about gratefulness.
Well, that's one of my rooms. Is the God language room. I just want to.
The God language room. The most depressing room. The babies all die because they don't get hugs. Like, oh, what a nice house you have.
That was the thing. It was like no human interaction. They could only interact with each other. And craziest thing, what people will do just to like figure something like that out. So
there's been a lot of weird tests on people and animals over the history of existence where you're just like, well, I'm glad we figured out what doesn't work,
right?
But good God, at what cost? It's a weird existence,
It is.
Again, another reason to be thankful, right?
Yeah.
That you're not going through that, unless of course we all go through all that because we get reincarnated into every position that ever existed, and then it was like, oh, I was one of those babies. It fucking sucked.
There it is.
And maybe that's why that's why everybody gets to experience everything at some point. So I don't know. It got real deep.
It did. I'm sorry. Like that's usually.
Don't you apologize? That's how my conversations go.
Yeah.
This is just me at the drive-thru.
Weird, totally off track and deep. And then we're like, oh, we were talking about sandwiches. Okay, cool.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't like lettuce.
That's just me ordering my food with the waiter and be like, oh, and can I get some extra ranch too? Yeah. What do you think happens when we die? And by the way, these bagels are delicious. So do you think we get reincarnated like infinite times or what? Do you guys have any more cream cheese?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know how to keep it just fully light. I try to.
Yeah, it's weird. I think like, because you and I like talking to people, so I think that's because we're not I know not you, but I'm really bad at small talk. Like I don't care about the weather. I don't care about how, like someone's job is going if I'm not interested in it. Like, cause I don't expect people to be interested in what I do. So like when I do talk, I usually like talking about stuff that I wonder about because it's just fun.
Yeah.
And who cares? Because we're only here once, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe.
So, yeah. We'll just figure it out.
FOMO, YOLO, maybe.
Yeah, whatever. You only die once,
right? Or maybe infinite times. I don't know. What a trip.
That'd be weird. That'd become a bummer too.
Well, that's that story of the egg. I remember a long time ago just sitting around with my buddy in the middle of the night and talking about like the possibilities for like what existence is, what it is to be like awake and aware, and be like, do you ever think this? Do you ever think that? And I remember him being like, oh, dude, what you're talking about is the egg. And I was just like...
Was that short story?
Yeah, it's the short story. I forgot the name of the guy but who wrote it. But
he actually did so I used to work at another video game company in Irvine, and that guy who wrote that actually came and did a talk there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I guess he's like some kind of like science fiction writer too.
Oh, cool.
And he wrote the book The Martian, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the same guy. So a friend actually asked me if I've ever read that before. I was like, no. So I
it's like a 5-minute read, yeah.
Yeah, and it was
one page.
I'm like, wow, it's great.
Oh, it's super good. Well, so there's a website, you might have heard of it, or there's a YouTube channel called Kurzgesagt or Kurzgesagt. It's like, I don't know if it's a Scandinavian term for in a nutshell.
Okay.
But it's great, and they always do like videos about science and society, and just like their little 5-minute videos with like a really good English narrator, and the animation's very simple and like two-tone. Like
It's always good when they're English, right?
it's always good.
Because you're like, wow, you're so smart.
You're so smart.
If it was like me narrating, I'd be like, this guy's full of shit.
Yeah,
Like I believe like a Rick and Morty like
it takes the
narrative.
sun like it takes photons like 8 minutes to get here, but you're like 8 minutes approximately for the photos. Like these guys really did their homework.
Yeah, he's like, and then I'll get back to that one, and just
The guy who's narrating this, he is in a library of oak. There are multiple levels. Yeah, totally. But yeah, they actually animated the egg, and it was so good. But that kind of stuff just is always such a trip because you just go, like, man, like what is all of this? Is this a video game, dog?
Where do you have to be mentally to come up with that?
Contemplative, I think. You have to be able to detach from. Well, I don't know. I mean, everybody's got their own methods to get to those spots. Myself, the weird ideas have always come to me just because I'm constantly like wondering that stuff because the average stuff is really boring to me. Yeah. And so it's always been hard to connect like at Super Bowl parties and that kind of stuff and be like, I don't know, maybe like if sometimes I won't see a movie for a long time or see any new movies or TV shows. And I will not at all be like, oh, I need to catch up. Like I just don't even care.
Are you a Super Bowl guy? Do you watch
No,
Super Bowl?
I love Super Bowl parties.
Yeah.
I love watching like athletes like kick ass at what they do, but I'm not like vested in it. Like when the Broncos lost and I tried to text my buddy and he was like, not now, this isn't a good time. And I was like, what are you fucking talking about? What did you practice all year, you fucking idiot? Like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, not a good time. You didn't do anything. You didn't win when they win either, asshole. Like they're not,
so you watch the Olympics though.
I'll watch some of the Olympics, but that's because they have all the European sports that my weird ass likes. Where I'm like, oh, someone finally appreciates hockey. Huh? All right, or you know what I mean? Oh, they're gonna do some bike stuff. Okay, I like watching the luge every now and then. You know,
why don't they ever have judo on there or like?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like a wrestling. What if there's like professional Olympic wrestling?
I think they do have that actually.
Professional?
I'm pretty
Olympic
sure.
wrestling? Like Hulk Hogan, like competes.
Yeah. I didn't say amateur, and that's weird, right? Because amateur is actually the legit one.
Yeah.
And professional is actually the fake one. You know?
But professional wrestling it's fake as far as like it being a sport.
It's scripted.
But it's
real.
It's real work. Those motherfuckers are working their ass off to be they're actors and what do you call it, stunt dudes and actors and pros. But it's funny how real wrestling doesn't get any respect.
Yes.
You're like, real wrestling? Yeah. That's boring.
Yeah.
They all wear the same outfit.
Yeah.
They cover their ears. You can't even tell if they're serious.
They're all in onesies. They're all like got their headgear on and stuff. But and no shade thrown on professional wrestling. I grew up on professional wrestling. Love the WWF, not the WWE.
I don't know. As far as I've known from the interactions, they're super cool people too.
Really?
Professional wrestlers.
I've never met any of them.
They intermingle with comedy quite a bit.
Really?
And like they're cool people, dude.
That's
because I think
super cool.
they're of similar style like cloth that they're cut from. You know.
Yeah. Well, you guys are all in the
They're
entertainment.
entertainers,
industry.
and like they give it all. I mean, those people they go through a lot.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly what they.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say the same thing about rock stars. Like,
What?
I think because like I kind of trip out because like being in the tattoo industry for a little bit, like you do meet your fair share of rockers and stuff.
Rockers and rollers.
Yeah, and some of them are just kind of a bummer. You know what I mean? Like they're either just kind of like really caught up on themselves or they're really into religion. Which you're like, what? Like you're singing about like sex and drug and booze. And,
That's why though. If they get lost in it. Usually that's where that's the net that swoops you up is some sort of organized like community. Even if from the outside you're like, well, how did they get your brain? But that's who grabs you though when you're just like down on the ground puking and you need that human.
But I want
community.
you to keep puking because your music's so good. Like if you start banging on the Bible, dude, you're gonna lose me, man. Like,
I know, and I know what you're talking about right now specifically is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They do need to get back on drugs.
Isn't that the thing? Is like
any band, at least from the 80s, at least for me, for the 80s or like the early 90s, those guys who got started on drugs and they started like recording and they had just like this crazy sound and you're like, dude, this is fucking awesome. And then once they get clean,
The music sucks.
Yeah, totally. But that's the thing, though, is that they're human beings and they're on journeys.
They're not human beings.
When we want to
They're
freeze them in time.
rockers.
We want to freeze them in time and use them as our musical concubines or whatever.
right.
But they're human beings, and God bless them. They need to get healthy and live their good life and be happy with whatever fucking albums we got from them, right?
Agree to disagree.
I just think there should be a new rule. It's like, no, they should be able to get clean. We don't need them to make another album, but also don't let them make any new albums.
Like, hey, it was your problem. You're the one who got started. Now finish it.
They should only be allowed to play their new shitty albums at rehabs, and so the
Yeah.
rest of us don't.
There
Like,
it is.
I shouldn't know that the Chili Peppers had any new albums.
That's right, because it's only released to a certain demographic.
Yep, that's right. And they make all their money through like some sort of grants through the government. Like we don't have to buy any of it.
Based on that, everything you said is great. I'm on board.
I don't want to hear it.
Oh, dude. What kind of fantasy house? What do you got?
Oh,
What's
man.
your fantasy house?
So the Fanny House.
The Fanny House?
The Fanny
Sounds
House.
like a fantasy house for me.
That's the name of it, buddy.
It's a 1970s brothel. The Fanny House. I'm gonna hang out.
This
at your
little
house.
fanny house in Texas. It's having like a nicely trimmed like front yard, but there's really not much going on in the front yard because like I really don't think the front yard's like a big deal. Like as long as the house looks nice, like who cares about the front yard?
Now, what's the house look like? Paint a picture visually for us. Like
So the
colors
house
and
is kind of like just like a big circle thing. Looks like a big cake. Is that like cake?
like one of those. What do they call like the water tower things that they have? That are
Like
just
Apple's new building. Have you seen the Apple?
yeah.
Apple building?
Oh yeah, their $1 billion building or whatever.
Yeah. Like if we're doing fantasy house, I have that.
Okay.
Like, that's and so you walk in
The campus.
Yeah, and there's probably like there's just like a normal sized door. Like it's probably like a black door. For some reason, I've always had this affinity with black doors. Like I think black doors are really cool on like a white house.
Intense.
And you walk in, and there's like this grand hallway, and each section there's 3 doors or three entry or 3 hallways, and each hallway leads to a certain person's version of the house. So like for my daughter Emma, you would have like it would be all pink and purple. The hallway would have a bunch of dinosaurs and unicorns all over it. And you walk in and there's just like this huge play place, and it's just got like a bunch of slides, and there's like a bounce house in there and all this stuff. And then there's going to be like a little like flat screen on the wall for if you want to watch television or something. And then you're going to have like a dress up room where you can dress up like as a princess. Oh, by the way, like side note on the story. So my daughter, she's in soccer now. And so she's been like, her team has been getting like destroyed every single thing. Like they lose, like I think like the game before this last one, they lost like 11-1. Like it was really bad. So to incentivize her to work harder in the game, I'm like, babe, if you score a goal in this game, I'll dress up as Princess Jasmine for Halloween. And she's all, you will, we will. You'll dress up like Princess Jasmine? And I was like, yeah, I'll totally do it. So first period of the game, she didn't score any goals. And then everybody comes off the field. She's on the field crying, her eyes out. And the coach comes up to her and he's all, Emma, what's going on? What's going on? What's wrong? Did you hurt yourself? She's all, I didn't score any goals. Now my dad won't dress up like Princess Jasmine. And just crying. And he's like looking at me like... So I
What
told
the
her,
fuck?
So I told her like, so we were in bed last night. She likes me to lay with her in bed for like 5 minutes before she goes to sleep. So I lay with her in bed, and then we just talk about stuff. And she's like, "How can I get you to dress up like Princess Jasmine for Halloween, Dad, without me having to score a goal?" And I'm like, "Babe,
now. Could have scored your goal. It's too
yeah."
late.
I'm like, I'll just dress up like Princess Jasmine. So she's like, "You will, we will," and then she just hugged me and stuff. And now I gotta do it. That's the
now you're gonna dress up like Princess
Really,
Jasmine. It's gonna
really,
be classic.
really terrible.
This is going viral.
Yeah, right. So,
Coolest dad ever.
but yeah, she would definitely have a dress up room where she could dress up stuff. She'd have a big toy room. I don't know about your kids. Do your kids watch YouTube at all or anything like that?
Yeah, we try to like not let them watch anything for a couple years, and the second one came along, and we both kind of went insane. And we're like, yeah, here you go. Watch. Does your kid watch toys? Just toys getting unwrapped.
Oh my god,
That's
dude.
not good for them. Why does my kid?
You know Ryan's Toy World or whatever?
We watch a Axel show.
Okay.
And Blippy. And we're like, I'm like, is this gonna make my kids like not smart? Because it's just like Axel shows like they go through toys, but they're also like the dad's there. He plays with his son and their daughter, and they talk about stuff. But there are some toys that my son will watch where they literally just unwrap stuff. I'm like, is he watching like porn?
Yeah.
It's like a drug, and he'll tantrum when we turn it off.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't busted some sort of like brain nut. Here we are again.
Yeah.
From watching people unwrap toys. And I was just like, they're not even doing it. He would rather watch that than actually watch the Cars movie, which is freaking brilliant. He's like, I just want to watch toys, Daddy. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So she's watching those too?
Yeah, she'll watch those. And we had the same problem
Do I sound
as
preachy?
you did, where she was just watching it like that's all she would watch. And then
They have like 200 million views. Like someone's making like 90 grand a week just unwrapping toys.
This Ryan kid, so it's called like Ryan's Toy Review.
Yeah.
He is sponsored by Walmart. And they're even making video games with this Ryan kid in it. Dude, this kid's like 7.
Yeah.
And he's already like a multi-million millionaire. Right?
Oh, yeah.
You're just like, what the hell, dude? Where was this when we were kids?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll open toys all day long. You know?
Yeah. You got full-grown adults that can't go to the doctor to have their freaking leg stitched back on from an emergency because they can't afford it. And you got this 7-year-old punk over here like, Briz, bring me another hooker for me to strangle. Like, you're 6. You don't, what? You're 6. $2 million a week.
So yeah, she would definitely have like a toy room, although I would probably say no toy reveal for her just because we had to get her off that.
Yeah.
And then
It's like this whole episode's been like public service announcements from us.
yeah, right.
ASMR, it's good.
ASMR is good. Toy
For adults,
reveal,
toy review, bad. Very bad.
And that pretty much takes care of Emma's room because that's pretty much all. Oh, no, she would have an arts and crafts room too. It would probably be a very big room. I'd want like a skylight in it, something with natural light where she can go and she can do her paints and stuff. And then for Wendy, I think Wendy's would just look like a day spa, man. Like this really huge day spa.
Oh, that sounds
I
great.
think Wendy would. That's just something Wendy like. She get like you have a room. You walk in and there's sort of like a reception area. And they're all catering just to Wendy, and they just treat Wendy like a queen. And you need to make an appointment to see Wendy.
Yep.
And so you walk in, and there's like a receptionist right there, and you've got like they bring you in, and if she just wants to go and just like relax, like there's somebody, and there's like a full nacho bar there. Like so when you can
Day spa with a full nacho bar.
Full nacho bar. So Wendy would have like this full nacho bar full of just vegan nachos because she can't have like any kind of like dairy or anything like that.
Yeah.
So she would have just full vegan nacho bar and she could make her own nachos or have people make her nachos for her. Mm-hmm. And then she could have like a little sitting room where she could sit there and watch TV, watch whatever she wants to watch. And then the other room that she would have, which would be adjacent to that, would be a room where she could do all her Marco Polos. Like, have you ever heard of Marco Polo?
Is that an app?
Yes.
I have heard of that.
Okay.
There's so many apps, it's hard to keep track.
I know, right? But
Yeah.
have you never used it though? So Marco Polo is basically like recorded FaceTime videos that you just send to somebody.
Oh, yeah, my wife does that.
Yeah.
I totally get that. Yeah. That sounds cool. Okay.
Yeah. So she does that almost every morning with her best friend.
That's so cool.
But she's at my office, and which is fine. It's fine, but
She needs her own studio for that.
Well, yeah,
It's your fantasy house, dude.
Because when I walk into my office, like she just looks at me and she's like, "The fuck are you doing?"
Yeah. Can I help you? I'm in a recording session.
I know. I'm like, yeah, I just came in to just pick up this towel, and she's just like, I'm talking to my friend right now, and I was just like, oh, okay, okay, I'm out of here, you know, whatever.
You're recording a video? What are we on? Fucking Moonbase or something like that?
So,
Message.
so you have like a room where it's just like it just has one app, and it's just Marco Polo. And she's click it, and she could sit down on her couch, and she could just Marco Polo for however long she wants.
Cool.
It also has nachos. Also has a refrigerator, so she can just hang out. And then from there, she's got like her little massage area. She has all her people do massages. She's a hairstylist, so like her arm.
She's a kick-ass hairstylist, too.
Thank you.
Dude, her stuff is so pretty.
I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, she's quite an
but
artist.
Her body gets so wrecked from doing it, man.
It's like tattooing, right?
Yeah.
You're just doing the same weird positions all the time. My neck,
like
my
her
arm.
shoulders, man. Like when you rub her shoulders, like like it's like rubbing Arnold Schwarzenegger, I would imagine, his shoulders. Like they're so just like they're so dense.
Yeah.
And you're just like you're rubbing into it and it feels like you're rubbing into a concrete wall.
Yep.
And so I have to like massage her like, well, it used to be every day, but now I've just been like, babe, I can't even do it.
I can't do it. I'm going to
Yeah.
need a massage for massaging you. I'm aching. I'm hurting.
That's what it is, right? So like so I always beg her to go and get massages. So we would definitely have a masseuse like on site at the house. That would just have to happen.
That's
and then
great.
her room would be like pretty much, well, there would be a hallway that would actually connect to the master bedroom, which would be our bedroom. And then, she could like walk up there, and I don't know about your wife, but my wife likes to do like mini movie theater inside the bedroom where she basically just throws the covers over her head and like watches watches like her phone. Like,
That's funny, dude.
It's funny because like I always like call her a glowworm because whenever I walk in, it just like looks like there's a glowworm in my bed because like it's just her like with her like her blanket over her head and she's just watching TV. So.
Does it get hot under there for the stuffy movie
Dude,
theater?
I tried to do that.
Movie theater in Bangladesh that the air conditioning broke? Is that what it's called?
This is what watching in movies in India must be like. So we would have that, and then her bathroom. Also, I don't know about with you and Liz if you guys share bathrooms, but we do now. We used to not, and it was brilliant. But now we do because like my wife will take up both sides of our sink.
Really? Your wife would do that? Your wife takes up the whole bathroom with all of her goddamn trash.
Which I'm sure has never happened to you before ever in your life. But
It looks like a fucking the planet from WALL-E in my bathroom and in my wife's car. I'm just like, what is all this stuff?
dude, like I got like makeup bottles, hair, like I'm trying to I got to move like because we have two sinks, and I'll have to move like all of her like hairspray and makeup from there, and then you get like
Why do you have two different conditioners? What are you gonna do?
oh my wife's hairstyles too. Oh yeah,
Oh
so
yeah,
the
that's
shower,
true, right?
man.
Yeah, so yeah.
Dude, we've got like this catalog of like we might as well have a beauty salon in there too, because we just have this huge like catalog of like conditioners, shampoos, like soaps, like all these different things. I don't even know what half of them do. I actually ended up shaving my head because I don't even know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, like my mom had a we ran out of shampoo one day, so I put this thing called Nair in my hair because I thought it was like same.
Did you
You're
really
looking at me
married
right
your
now.
head?
Dude, I totally did. I was like 13. I'm just like, oh, whatever. So I just like put it in there. I was like reading the bottle, like hair removal.
What happened? Did it hurt?
I don't know, man. I didn't have enough time to actually like. But I was like too busy. Like,
Did you get it out before it did anything?
well, I'm bald now, so I don't know.
You think it's the Nair? Years later, that shit totally worked.
Right.
There's a timed response.
Well, I mean, I even put egg in my hair one time because I thought it would help my hair get better.
You look good bald, though. It looks like your style. You don't even have to tell anyone you're bald. You're like, I just shaved my head because that's what I do. It's my thing.
I mean, dude, I was losing my hair even tattooing. So like after a while, like it was getting so thin up there that it's just like, why? Like just take it off. So my wife was really adamant, like don't do that. But now I'm like, babe, just do it. So it's just easier that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, we got like a bunch of like shampoo and stuff. So you might as well have like a little thing where she can just go and pick out whatever shampoo she wants. So I think that covers Wendy. For my side, we go into my samurai room.
What? Oh, yeah. Tell me about the samurai room.
The samurai room. Okay, so I really enjoy meditation. I try and do it every day. But so like have like a room where it opens up into sort of like a Japanese style garden. And then you have it's like all open, but in my samurai room, I've got all the swords from the original samurais that I've like read about when I was in tattooing and stuff. Rad. And they're all like hanging on the wall, like some like demented Alabama like rifleman, you know what I mean?
Totally.
And then I'll have like cool suits of armor, all just like sitting there. But something is just like really nice and peaceful, and then have like a very nice hardwood flooring with like a nice mat that's like right in the middle.
Very Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just like sit down, and then you can just close your eyes, breathe the air in and out. And then when you open your eyes, the cool part is you look out, there's your backyard, there's the cliff, there's the ocean. Yeah. That's the most awesome thing. When you wake up from like a deep meditative state and then everything like looks new again. So like actually being able to like look out and like see this beautiful thing and not seeing my flat screen TV with like my Predator movies and all that stuff on there, you know, Predator and Commando and all that stuff, and actually seeing something really beautiful is nice. Then from there, I would have a karaoke room. Got to have a karaoke room. When I
very Asian.
well, I was jealous about like it is very Asian.
so
I was
teasing.
jealous about
Samurai
about
to karaoke.
listening to Nick's podcast because he had a great idea. He's just like,
Oh, the plumber?
yeah,
Oh, Nick
it was
Plummer?
like
Oh, yeah, Nick.
His
Ganzook.
house was on the Staples, the floor of the Staples Arena.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Right. So I'm like, well, that's just totally Nick. Like Nick would definitely be into that.
Dude, he had Slash playing guitar after everything you say, and an audience applauding after every dad joke, and I was just like, dude.
But I mean, that's totally Nick. For me, I don't know if I'd want something so grandiose. I would probably just want something where it's like a karaoke room where all I did was sing hair metal songs from the 80s.
What would we sing right now if we were here with the Fantasy House crew?
Probably Modern Cowboy by Tesla, or Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Oh man, that's Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Actually,
Just like every night.
I sing my daughter
As it's
power
done.
ballads for her bedtime songs.
Do you really?
Yeah, dude.
She's like going to sleep. You're like, just like
she does.
every
Yeah,
cowboy.
Steelheart,
Has a
Never Let
sign.
You Go. I sing her Steelheart, Never Let You Go. Every Rose Has Its Thorn by Poison. Love Song by Tesla, and not hair metal, but it's Only the Lonely by the Motels.
Wait, oh, but who sang it?
By the Motels.
Is it the
No,
same song as Roy Orbison or
No.
different song?
It's like I told you, only the lonely can.
Oh yeah, I know that
Yeah.
song. Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that one.
Is that from the 80s? Is that from
Yeah,
the same
buddy.
era as
Yeah.
Who's Gonna Take You Home Tonight? That's the Cars.
Oh, that's Cars, yeah. Rick Ocasek died just recently.
I know. Oh, I know.
Bomb, dude.
You know what? I didn't know that he produced the Weezer, the Blue album. He produced a bunch of
did.
albums. Dude, so many amazing magicians, amazing musicians became like crazy amazing producers of songs. John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin, I'm pretty sure
Yep.
he produced like a bunch of rad songs. I know he produced like one of the best Butthole Surfer songs ever. Who was in my room last night? That really rad like hard rock song about like doing acid and just a trippy and like Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age. He's produced so many, like Fu Manchu, like a bunch of like these amazing albums. I was like, WTF, like these dudes and chicks, they go from like being in the bands to being so great behind the scenes. And Rick Ocasek doing the Blue album, which is, I mean, even if you're not even a rock and roll fan, like I know people that don't listen to they just listen to hip hop, and like that album, they're like, oh, that's the best album. Like that album transcends. It's just such a good melody. You know what I'm talking about, the Blue album. You know, Destroy My Sweater. You know, My Name is Jonas, right? Vacation.
I like,
the
actually, when I was listening to one of your podcasts, I listened to your entrance song, and it reminded me a lot of Devo.
The theme song, the Fantasy House theme song. Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
I actually got into Devo
love
when I was
Devo.
tattooing in Arcadia because my boss was really into like old school rock and roll, and he loved Devo.
Devo's so rad.
And I was just like, and I only knew Whip It at the time.
That's everyone's, you know.
Yeah.
No,
But, like,
yeah,
to
totally.
me, like Whip It's like their worst song. Like they have such an amazing catalog of songs.
Dude, they do.
So I would like,
Gut Feeling,
Gut Feeling, Slap
Oh.
Your Mammy.
Blockhead.
What's that one? Be Stiff. Be Stiff's really good.
Which one's Be Stiff?
Be Stiff is I can't sing it, but it's got a really rad guitar solo in
Yeah.
there. Like that's the one thing about Devo that's crazy is that you never realize how great they are musically. Like what master musicians.
Yeah, I know. Everyone just thinks that they had cool selections of hats.
they're touring again?
Are they? How many of them are still alive? Three
I
out of
think
the
so,
four.
but I'm like, Mark Mothersbaugh died. I'm like, you can't do a Devo thing without Mark Mothersbaugh.
yeah.
You know what I mean,
so I don't know. Well,
anyway, but you guys go do you about my house. So
back to my house.
so yeah, definitely be a karaoke room. I think it'd be like a stage where I could just like, and it would basically just be for like me and my daughter, and sometimes for my wife to just sit there and laugh at me and my daughter. But like, my daughter is really into hair metal. Like
Really?
I am. But
It's funny how old hair metal is now. Like
it's old, man. Right?
It's like me liking Zeppelin when I was a kid, or Pink Floyd, and like hair metal now is like 30 years prior.
That's almost like you just finding out about the Beatles.
Yeah, or Little Richard or something like that.
It's so old now, right?
It is, right? When did hair metal start? Was it in the mid 80s?
Early 80s, yeah.
Early 80s?
Yeah, really kind of started with.
First CD I got was Flesh and Blood.
Oh, really? Poison. Yep. All right. Yeah, man. That's
the first CD. I mean, I had tapes before that. I had Beach Boys and a couple other things, but yeah.
Where your parents were tripping about you picking up a Poison album?
My dad actually bought it for me.
Really?
My dad he listened to pirate radio. I remember I was sitting in the bath. I was by myself taking a bath, and I remember my dad opening the door to the bathroom and like just putting his hand in right through the door, and it had the Poison CD, which he got at like Target when that used to be a place we get it.
So sick.
And I was like, "What?" Like I was so excited because I had just gotten head over heels for Unskinny Bop, which was played on MTV.
Bop. Yeah, I love
What's got to be so jumpy? Why can't you sit still? Like a gasoline, you're gonna pump me and leave me when you get your feel. Every time, oh yeah, dude. God.
I love like that. I love that you know that song.
Oh
like,
yeah,
like it's so funny because like a lot of the people I work with now, like I'm kind of the old man of the group. So like any team I'm on, I'm usually older than anybody is.
Yeah. Does that scare you?
It saddens me sometimes. You know, because like
word.
I feel like I'm so late in life on everything. So
me too. Like where you're like, I'm just now getting it.
Yeah, you're just like I feel like such a late bloomer on stuff.
Same here.
So
nothing wrong.
So
with
yeah,
that.
it'd be like a cool like thing where we could go and we could sing and just dance around, and have fun, and then going back to another podcast you did with John Jackson. Like he had a cool idea for like a video game arcade room.
Yeah,
I would definitely have that too. Except I wouldn't have any old school arcade games. Like it'd basically just be like a big theater room with every single video game I could ever want, and then just
on the big screen.
Just play, just do that stuff.
That's tech.
Then the biggest room for me, at least on my side, would
I'm
be
excited.
my actual professional office, my studio where I'm making all the stuff, and I would just have posters of all the. So this is the kind of weird thing about me. Like I create things, like I'll paint and stuff, but I never hang up anything that I do. But what I would do is hang up things that I was working on, just to like take a look at them and stuff. Being able to like just have like a nice big desk with just like I don't know, maybe like 8 or 9 different computer screens with like maybe one computer to each 2 screens.
Yeah.
And just kind of like sit there and be able to work on different stations, like have a bunch of projects open. Like what I like to do is working on a lot of projects all at the same time. Because I was taught in college, like if you as a creative, when you get bored with something, which you will, especially if it's a long project, you should just jump onto something else. You know, just
keep working, keep moving.
Yeah. So like just kind of like go in there and get fresh, and then have computer there, have like a drawing station there, and then just have a big, nice like smoke station. You just hang out, just take a couple puffs, just chill out.
Yeah.
Have some really good music, and then just be able to like look out the window, see the ocean, have like different like places where you can like maybe have like a little taste of everything in that room, because being creative and creating things is such a huge part of my life that it's almost as if like I invest too much time into it. So I tend to just kind of like want to stay there. You know what I mean? Because like it's almost like work. Like at places where we work, like they pay for all your food. They have,
in the video game world, which is where you work now.
Yeah, like they pay for all your food.
They just want you to stay there and chill out. Yeah, just get to work, but when you need to take a break.
Google, like they have like a zoo there. They've got like nap pods. Like you just.
They don't even want you to leave the campus.
They don't want you to leave. They want you to like hang out and work, which is great if you don't have a family. Like you said before, like it's one thing like in comedy, like or in anything with the American dream is to actually go out and just like get your dream. Well, that dream comes at a price, right?
Totally.
It's usually the price is usually relationships.
Totally.
So like, for me, that's definitely been the case. Like, I'm a terrible friend. So like I really am. Seriously, I always think about my friends, and I have pictures of my friends, and I reminisce a lot, but I very seldomly call them because either I'm working or I'm taking care of my family. And I know it's not an excuse because like you look at somebody like Nick, who can seemingly do everything. And I've always been like so looked at Nick with a lot of aspiration because like he's able to like manage his life in such a way where he feels like he has time for everybody.
Yeah.
So I mean, definitely like I would want to have some place where we could hang out, and you could come into my like the next room would be like sort of like a friend hangout room, and that would
Next to the studio.
Yeah, next to the studio because like I do like sharing my work and showing the things that I can show to people and like riffing off of that, especially other creatives. Like I love hanging out with creatives because I'm always want feedback on stuff.
Yeah, it's great to be able to trustingly ask someone. And
yeah, because
you
can look at something like even my wife. like she's a hairstylist, which is a totally different medium that I'm in, but I still ask her for advice on stuff.
Totally.
Because she'll be like, well, I'm not an artist. I'm like, yeah, but you know what looks good.
I agree 100%. I mean, my wife's not even in the arts at all. She's done writing professionally for child development, but she works at child development. She works at a college, and like she doesn't do any of this kind of stuff. And I love to ask her because it's so good to get a fresh opinion.
Yeah.
If you have a smart person that can communicate, it's good to find out.
Yeah.
Hey, does this look good? Does this smell good? Does this taste good? Does this sound good?
I mean, they may not tell you how to make it better.
But just feedback is feedback.
But just
dude.
feedback is feedback.
It's your job
right?
to figure out what to do with it, but just hear the feedback.
Yeah, but if you want some like subjective feedback to come in, like Wendy is like the perfect outlet
that's
for me
awesome.
to get that. Obviously for more objective stuff, I'd probably bring in more like professional creatives to come in and actually take a look at it.
Get out of the way, Wendy.
Like, okay, that's good. Go back to the kitchen.
Time to bring someone else that knows what they're talking about. Yeah.
No, so yeah, and then just have like a place where like my friends and I can hang out, and that place would probably be on the outside. So that would be the backyard for me, and that'd just be like a big place because like when my group of friends and I do hang out, we love to eat, love to barbecue, and do that, and then you have like a nice big long table where we can all like sit down, eat our food, drink. And then just kind of like, I don't know, like maybe like have a basketball hoop outside, just shoot some hoops.
What we'll be eating if we're sitting at this giant table?
What are we eating? So I am really into prime rib quite a bit. Prime rib, T-bone steaks.
How do you make prime rib? Is that an oven thing? Or
Prime
is
rib
that a
is an
barbecue?
oven deal.
It's an oven deal.
But like for T-bones, like you want to grill those. So I'd have like a grilling station, have like a big spice rack, just kind of like test out like certain things, make some hamburgers, bratwurst, just all the bad foods. I'm not really, I don't really have a very cultured palate, so I tend to just kind of like just go with like the old American standbys. I might grill some shrimp. I do like
that
shrimp.
sounds good.
And just like have some baked potatoes and just hang out, just like, and then have like a nice liquor cabinet with like whiskey and scotch, and just pour some Cokes in there or whatever if you want to drink it straight, and we just hang out and just chill out, talk about stuff.
Talk about stuff like what we did on this podcast.
Yeah, but yeah.
Do you have a master bedroom and because I love to have a master bedroom and a bathroom and that kind of thing, a tour of that.
So the problem, so I guess I can pitch you my solution to my current situation with our master bedroom and bathroom. So we don't have a dividing. We don't have like a door that separates the bathroom from like the entire bathroom, shower, sinks, all that from the rest of the bedroom, and that's one thing Wendy desperately wants. Because,
Do you have a loft right now?
No. So we live.
No, we just don't have walls.
No, we. It's like, so you walk into our room and then there's walls, but it's like you can. Like if you're walking in, let me take you through it. You walk in. Here's our bed right here.
Yeah.
And then if you take a left in here, you're going to turn into our bathroom.
So there's a bed right in front of you. You walk, or the bed's to your right, kind of, right?
Well, it's kind of right in front of you. The bed's pretty big. It's like a California king.
Okay, so you walk into the bed.
And then you walk in, and then there's the bathroom, and then
To the left.
the toilet. To the left, and then when you're in the bathroom, you're facing the shower, which is a standing shower.
Yeah.
And then to the left is the actual toilet. The toilet has a door, but there's no door that separates the bathroom in its entirety
Yeah.
from the bedroom, which bothers my wife because I wake up earlier than she does. She doesn't want to hear me shower. She doesn't want to see any lights on, nothing. She's
Totally.
a light sleeper,
Of
right?
course, yeah.
So she wants something that separates that. So definitely our bedroom, if you're walking into it, it'd actually be pretty big because we'd want to have some space. And then I like the bed we have now, but I think that we're kind of almost at we should have a Lucy and Ricky option.
Where you could have your own beds.
Yeah, where they just kind of will separate.
Yeah.
And I don't think that has anything to do with like whether my wife and I are mad at each other or not, but it's just like I think that there's times where you just want to sleep by yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you don't want to touch anybody or whatever, and I think Wendy would totally love that. Me myself, I really don't care, but I think she tends to get a little bit more like on the light sleeper side, so we could have like a Lucy and Ricky option. I'd also like a bed that perhaps like rotates slowly.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before, but that'd be kind of tough.
Like while you're on it, it's slowly rotating, like it's
just
its own little planet.
Like not like
Yeah,
like
no.
psycho merry-go-round, but like something that just kind of like slowly rotates.
I wonder what that would do for
and
sleep.
maybe talks to you in ASMR.
Oh, what if they found out that was like the secret to like the most rejuvenating sleep is that it slowly, it takes like an hour to fully rotate, but it's just a slow turn, and you have the ASMR going on, and you find out like, oh my God, your body's fully regenerated. You're fully like so healed and healthy.
And then have my favorite part of the house, which is weird. I love shoes.
Me too.
Love shoes. I actually have a big shoe addiction that I've been pretty good. I haven't bought shoes in like 2 months. It's been good. I'm proud of myself. My wife's been getting mad, but I was
just looking at shoes today because one of my shoes are wearing out.
Are you a sneakerhead or?
I just love shoes. I love boots. I like flat soles. I'm really into like flat soles, so there's no lift in the heel because it's really bad for your knees if you have any kind of knee or back issue.
Yeah.
And most shoes have a heel.
Really?
Most shoes have a heel lift. Most boots don't have a flat sole. If you look at any kind of like construction boots, Doc Martens, anything, it lifts your heel up, and it's a bad position to be in. So they're learning now, and there's more companies making them now, but they're learning you want your feet to be pretty flat. Like even exercise shoes, like really cool tennis shoes and like Nikes and Adidas, all these beautiful shoes, you don't want your heel to be lifted at all.
Wow.
You want the ball of your foot and the heel to be at the same level.
Okay.
And so I'm like addicted to that, and it's really hard to find them. So then you go on these weird hunts where you're like, ooh, I've even had custom soles put on shoes. These have custom soles that are almost level. They're not fully, but they're almost level.
Oh, those are cool. Those are nice, dude.
Thanks, man. And they had a lifted heel for years, and then I, ended up just having
And you feel better.
Oh yeah, they feel way better. Like you just don't have as much knee pain. I used to have a pair of Wallabies. I love Wallabies, the Clarks.
Yeah.
But they lift your heel up too much, and I always had knee pain after I wear them. Always. So I had to get rid of them.
Well, I would have a huge shoe closet.
That's awesome.
And I would just be like Nike and Adidas, and it would all be color coded. Like I actually follow people that just organize their shoes on Instagram.
Like you
just to
watch
see
their
closet.
soothing videos of them soothing?
No, there's no video, just pictures of their closets.
Okay.
Of their of shoes.
Of just the organized shoes on the racks?
Yeah, like there's some people in Norway that do this, like where Nike just they're sponsored by Nike, and Nike just sends them shoes. And they have these crazy things where they put it in this machine, and it's like an anti-grav machine, and it just turns the shoe.
What?
Yeah, man.
So they don't wear out or get...
No, dude, it just turns the shoe for display purposes.
Oh, just for you to look at it like, oh, yeah.
So
that's cool, though.
It's floating in anti-grav, and you're just like doing that. And I would have that for every single fucking shoe.
The shoe really is floating?
Yeah, but check it out on Instagram, man.
Is it like air shooting up? How's the shoe floating?
I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. Like, like you don't need to explain the magic to me. I'm just here for the show. Like I would just sit there and look at it and be like, man, because I got to tell you, like our closet. I mean, we have a walk-in. Well, it's a pseudo walk-in, but it's like I was telling Wendy, when we have enough money, what I'd really love to do is just have somebody come in and organize our closet and like have like a space where I could just have like a shoe wall.
Dude, that's become one of the things that's trickled down from like the uber wealthy to regular like middle class people nowadays.
Yeah.
It's still it's that you can have I've gone into normal like $600,000 houses with closets that I was like, oh, this feels like you're like Neiman Marcus. Like it's really nice wood. The lighting's beautiful. Like really, and I don't know because I don't have a closet like that, but I imagine it feels really nice to go through your stuff and feel like excited getting dressed like you're in a maybe eventually it just becomes passé and you take it for granted.
Right.
But man, when I go into a house like that now, I'm like, dude, this is so cool.
It is.
They'll have an island in the middle sometimes, and you're just like, dude, to be able to get dressed like this in the morning, like what a way to start your day off.
I love organization.
Yeah.
I love it when things are just picked up and organized.
Oh, that's great.
I freak out sometimes when like the house is a mess, or
Oh,
I
yeah.
come home and the house is a mess. I'm just like,
It's not a healthy way to be.
well,
I get
because
it.
like, well, you have kids, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and with your kids, they just leave stuff all over the place. So we ended up
Oh, they
buying,
destroy stuff.
Yeah,
They leave
I
it
think-
destroyed.
and they don't care where they put stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just like, usually like I'll have like my daughter like pick up her toys, and then I'll pick up too. But once it's clean, oh man, it's so awesome. I love it.
Oh, dude.
So yeah, the shoe closet for sure, and then I
Love
would have
that.
one of those like crazy mirrors, like one of those smart mirrors. They could just pick out my outfits for me, because like I actually got one of those apps but it ended up being too much work, and I just kind of ditched it halfway through. But to sort of like match your outfits together,
It figures it all out for you.
yeah, and I would love to do that, because the thing is that I've been doing like there's times where like I'll read about brain science and stuff, and a lot of really productive people, what they do is that they actually either wear the same thing every day,
Yeah.
or they pick out their outfits the day before and leave them out, because so when they actually start their day, they're not using any brain power. Think about that. They just pick it up and go.
I think that was like one of the Steve Jobs things. Was just like, it's just one less decision to make.
Yeah. I would definitely have like a nice and then probably like a jacuzzi in the bedroom too. That was always one thing when I was like when I was single. Like there's a lot of hotels, like little cheap hotels around Fullerton.
Yeah.
And one of them was do you remember the Hotel Fullerton?
No.
Okay, so it was on a Deer Park and this other street, but it was close to Deer. It was close to the college.
Yeah.
And
of course,
I would take my friends to the hotel.
He's doing quote marks, folks.
Yeah, you take my friends, and we would do friend things up there. And,
Things that friends do to each other, you know.
Yeah, and they had a hot tub in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I just thought that was dope, and I was just like, man, like. And I remember Wendy and I went over to Cambria. You ever been to Cambria up in California, up north?
I don't think so.
Well, so they had this little hotel that had a hot tub there and a TV. You just hang out in the hot tub in your bedroom.
I would just do that all
Watch
day
TV.
anyways. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you just like imagine doing that after a night or a day of work, and you just get in the hot tub. You're in your bedroom, watch TV, just towel off, and you just go to bed. Sick.
Sounds freaking perfect.
Right? That's so sick. And so I'm just like, dude. So yeah, definitely have that. I don't think I'd have a TV in my room though. That's the only thing.
You can have a separate. It's a fantasy house. You can have a separate room with a hot tub and a TV.
Okay.
That's
Well,
not your
actually,
bedroom.
how about this? The TV's on the wall, but then it can rotate into the wall, so it can actually like do like one of those turnstile things where it goes and turns.
and then it turns into the back of the wall.
Yeah,
so you
because like
can't-
I'm not really like a big like, hey, let's just sit in bed and watch TV.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I like a dark cave room,
Yes.
maybe with a sound machine, clean, cold air,
Yes.
and no light at all. I want it to be blackout dark
Yeah.
when I go to sleep. I love that. My wife likes to put a bunch of freaking annoying lights on.
Really?
Oh, it drives me nuts.
Is it kind of scary if it's too dark?
Maybe for her. For me, I want pitch black. I lock my cats out. I put a sound machine on, and I'm like, now we're gonna go to sleep.
That's another thing. The cat has a room too, because we have a cat.
You have a cat room?
Yes.
Just for the cat?
Well, we already do have a cat room, to be honest. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I don't know about your cats, but my cat used to destroy our furniture because we never got
yeah.
we never got her declawed.
No, you can't do that. That's not good for 'em.
She would just destroy our furniture. Well, we bought this really nice leather couch when we moved into our new place, and I'm like, she ain't doing that. So we put her in our guest room, and that's kind of where she eats and does all that stuff.
At night, you mean, or just,
Yeah, whenever we're not in the house.
so she won't destroy the couch?
Yeah,
Nice.
we have things in there that she can destroy with her claws, but
My wife and I kind of accepted, like, once we had kids and we have cats, we were just like, all right, we can either have really nice things, or
Yeah.
we can have these little furry friends and our babies around. And we're like, all right, I picked the practical sense of the little furry friends and the babies, because the cats just tear things up. The babies puke all over everything and white boogers on stuff, and it's just like, okay,
Yeah, that's true.
We'll get nice stuff when the cats and the
Yeah,
kids are in
when we're
college. When the kids go to college and we send the cats with them,
Right.
Yeah, then we'll remodel and get a nice couch.
So it'd be like a nice little like play area for our cat's name's Mousy. So she would have like a nice little like areas where she could run, and And there's like a lot of those robo balls. Have you seen those robo balls that just kind of go on their own?
Yeah, and so the cat's chasing that shit.
Yeah,
around.
and it's just full of catnip and just sprays her in the face with catnip all the time. So she's like permanently high
Just
all
high,
the time.
like, woo,
yeah, like,
yeah.
woo, that's a party. So yeah, that'd be awesome. I don't think I'd have a pool.
You don't have to have a pool.
Yeah, I don't know if I mean, no, I think I would. But it would be indoor because, like, I don't like outdoor pools because you get all those bugs in there and stuff. Not really into that.
So you got an indoor pool?
Indoor pool, man.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta have an indoor pool. I think that's the best form of exercise for me is like swimming. Like I love swimming. And then, yeah, I think that's good for me.
Dude, where can people find you?
If you want to see my art, which I have a very small, little like art Instagram that I started whenever I actually have time to draw or paint. That's called _flartist, FLARTIST.
Who flarted?
So the reason why is because I used to practice drawing and painting flowers. And so I was just like, I'm just the florist because that's all I do is flower stuff.
I love flowers.
But lately I've been doing other things. So I hope to be posting more soon.
Check him out. Follow him on the Flartist. Guys, if this is your first time listening, hit the subscribe button. Give us a 5-star review if you are a regular listener and you've been with Fantasy House for a while. Did you already give us a review? If you haven't, go ahead and give us one. And hit the share button. I couldn't remember which button to tell. I was like, hit the share button and share this with someone. Send this to your mama. Send this to your papa. Send this to just someone you know. Send it to a stranger in your phone that you haven't called for a while and be like, I know it's been forever, but check out this podcast, Fantasy House. You're going to love it. Thank you guys so much for listening. I feel like a hashtag blessed guest. Thanks for being here, man. It's freaking a
love
blast
it.
catching
Nice
up with
seeing
you. It's great seeing you, man. Seriously, it's such a blessing. You guys, thank you so much. Be silly and have fun. Mwah.